Welcome to the July block of our 2023 Baskets of Fun Block of the Month. You can make a 10-inch finished block or a 5-inch finished block, or both. For this block, you'll need 4 fabrics: an accent, a light, a medium, and a dark. The pattern for both sizes is at the end of the video, but for now, it's time to cut. From the accent fabric, cut one square that is 7 inches by 7 inches. From the light fabric, cut 2 rectangles that are 2.5 inches by 6.5 inches. You'll also need one square that is 5 inches by 5 inches. You will bisect the square twice for 2 triangles. You'll use one of the triangles in the block. You also need to cut 4 squares that will measure 3 inches by 3 inches. From the medium fabric, you need to cut 3 squares that will measure 3 inches by 3 inches. From the dark fabric, cut 1 square that is 7 inches by 7 inches. Then you will need to cut 1 square that is 2 7/8 inch by 2 7/8 inch. You will bisect the square for 2 triangles. While I'm still at the cutting table, I'm going to cut my Christmas and red and white blocks out, plus all the pieces for all of the 5-inch finished blocks. You'll see all 3 colorways in both sizes at the end of the video. Now it's time to sew this block together. Please piece using 1/4 inch seam allowances. We're going to start with the 7-inch squares of both the accent and dark fabrics. Draw a line from corner to corner on the wrong side of the accent fabric. Place right sides together with the dark fabric and sew a 1/4 inch away from the center line on both sides of the line. Once you've sewn on both sides of the line, you will cut on the line. You only need one of these squares for the block. You can set aside the other one for a future project. For this block, you need to press towards the accent fabric. Once pressed, trim the block to 6.5 inches by 6.5 inches. I prefer to use my block lock ruler to get the most accurate cuts. Piece the small dark triangles onto the ends of the 2.5 inch by 6.5 inch light rectangles. Make sure that one of the triangles points left and one of the triangles points right. If you're enjoying our Baskets of Fun Block of the Month for 2023, we hope that you will remember to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future blocks. Double check that the triangles will mirror each other when you have them next to each other, and then press towards the triangle. Now we're going to place right sides together, the medium 3-inch squares and the light 3-inch squares. You can either draw a line corner to corner on the wrong side of the light 3-inch squares and then sew a 1/4 inch away from the center line on both sides, or to get the same effect, you can use your diagonal seam tape. Once you've sewn on both sides of the center line, you can cut them apart on that center line. You will have 8 half-square triangle blocks, but you'll only need to use 7 in the block. Once they're cut apart, you're going to head to the ironing board and press towards the darker fabric. I'm only showing you one colorway in the video, But trust that I am still working on my Christmas version and my red and white version and all 3 versions of the 5-inch blocks. I think it's cute how my little Oliso iron looks big when compared to my pieces for the 5-inch blocks. Aren't they cute? Trim the squares made with the medium and light fabric down to 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. There are so many different ways to make half square triangle blocks like these. If you have a different method that you prefer, by all means, make the blocks in your favorite method. Using the 2.5-inch half square triangle blocks, you're going to piece one set of 3 and one set of 4. The set of 3 should point to the right, lower right. The set of 4 should point to the lower left. The unit with 3 of the squares will measure 2.5 inches by 6.5 inches. The one that has 4 of the half square triangle blocks will measure 2.5 inches by 8.5 inches. When you press these, you are going to press both of them towards the darker fabric. Once these are pressed, it's time to start assembling the block. Piece the unit that has the 3 half square triangle squares onto the left side of the accent square block. I'm just going to do a quick finger press, pressing towards the larger block, and then I'm going to add the unit that has 4 of the half square triangles to the adjacent side, also next to the accent fabric. If you press correctly, the only seam you have to match is the one at the very corner, and those seams should nest. Before I head to the ironing board with this piece, I'm going to add the piece that goes on the opposite side of this square. It has the rectangle with the small triangle. It makes the base of the basket, and I'm just going to add that piece on before I head to the ironing board. For the piece that has the 4 half square triangle units, you're going to press towards that large square. For the other side, you will press towards the rectangle. We're almost done, only 2 seams left to sew. We're going to add the other rectangle with the triangle, and that will make the base of the basket. Once this last side is sewn on, you can either take it to the ironing board and press it, or you can do a quick finger press before we have to trim the bottom of the basket. All we need to do is trim off this bottom edge where those little dog ears stick out, and we're going to go from corner to corner, from white corner to white corner. All that's left to do is to piece the light triangle to the corner. When you're finished with that, you could press towards the triangle. Once you've pressed, you can trim as necessary to make the block measure 10.5 inches by 10.5 inches. I have a lot of fun making these blocks every month. It's been fun to see the progression and how they're coming together. I wasn't sure I was going to like making the 5-inch finished blocks, but they're turning out so cute, it is worth all the effort I've been putting into them. Here are both sizes of my 30s style blocks. My Christmas, I love that I used the candy in the middle of that. That looks really cute. And the red and white blocks. A downloadable version of the pattern may be found in the Files section of our Facebook group called The Quilted Forest Friends. Or you can push pause and take notes, or take screenshots and print at home. We hope you remembered to hit the like button, to leave us a comment, share the project with your quilting friends, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the future blocks. Thanks for watching and happy quilting!